Alright, so I'm gonna take the advice of my friend Noah Morris, and actually show you guys what I'm talking about for a change. So I recently made a banger of a video. I think I wrote this script like 6 months ago at this point, but this one video got like 700,000 views. I think it's more than that right now. Yes, 743,285 views, which is insane. Like, that's an insane amount. And this one video made over $6,000. And I've been getting so many DMs asking, like, yo, how did you make this work? Like, how did you write this script? So instead of replying to everyone individually with just a, with a just write better content, bro, I thought I'd actually break down exactly what made this script work using some legit script writing principles. So today I'm going to dissect the script from my every time the world almost ended video, and show you exactly why it banged. So, and no, I'm not going to say it's because I'm just insanely talented or charismatic or whatever, although, I mean, but seriously, there's actual science behind why some scripts work better than others. So let's get right into it, right? So the first thing is that structure matter. Excuse me. Yes, it's 3 a.m. Yes, I'm having a milkshake because I want to. This is why I do this. So the first thing that's pretty interesting about the script is that I didn't even start at the beginning. Most people talking about like extinction events, because this is a video about extinction events, um, would have gone chronologically, right, starting with the oldest event and then moving forward. But check out what I did instead. I'll show you the video.
It was a bad year for viruses. The Spanish flu. 2020 was a bad year for viruses. We can agree on that, but potentially 1918 was slightly worse.
All right, so I started with the Spanish flu, right? I started out with the Spanish flu. I don't know why the screen keeps going black, but it is what it is, right? I'll just show you the actual script, right? This is the final script. So the first thing is, I started out with the Spanish flu, something that's more recent that people could connect with instantly because of COVID. I mean, look at this line, 2020 was a bad year for viruses, you know, but potentially we can agree that 1918 was slightly worse. I had the client do potentially in a, more exaggerated way, just because that's how Clevin is, and that's how Clevin sounds. And my client's voice is perfect for this. It's like, it's so fun to play around with this and write these scripts. So anyways, I started out with this. 2020 was a bad year for viruses, but we can agree on that. But potentially 1918 was slightly worse. Hear me out. So this is a very strong hook, this immediately creates what's called a curiosity gap. The viewer is thinking, wait, worse than COVID? I gotta hear this. So this is a technique straight out of like module 3 of the YouTube scriptwriter's playbook by George Blackman. Amazing scriptwriter. It's actually one of the first scriptwriting courses or trainings I took. And yeah, George, shout out to you. Thank you so much. That's an amazing resource. And yeah, this is like straight out of module 3, which is where you deliberately create a framework that keeps viewers engaged, right? By starting with something that's recent and relatable, I hook people in before hitting them with the ancient history stuff. Now, the second major thing that made this script work is that it doesn't sound like a freaking Wikipedia article, right? I could have written like, um, the Toba super eruption occurred approximately 74,000 years ago and ejected an estimated 2,800 cubic meters of. It sounds like a Wikipedia article. No one wants to hear that. No one wants videos like that. That's a bad script. Instead, I wrote, where is it? I mean, I do want to sign. I don't want to show you the actual video. I'm not sure what the timestamp is, but yeah, I think it was somewhere around this. Not sure. Oh yeah.
1918, all they had was Spanish flu, only. Let's go back to another classic, destructive mode. It might have had some sort of breakdown. Well, Tambora made the world experience
No,
a whole year.
this is the. Oh yeah, this one.
Super volcanic eruption. Picture this: your neighbor get caveman stuff. Then, out of nowhere, the ground begins shaking. At first, you're annoyed because you think, what? But it's not a nightmare. Nope, there's ash. A lot of ash. Like around 2,800 cubic kilometers of ash, I'd say, somewhere in
See
that
what I'm doing
ballpark.
here?
Welcome to the Toba supervolcanic eruption, where Mother Nature decided she's had enough of your stone tools and cave paintings.
See what I did there? And this is the clip says like, and you see that the sky turns dark, but it's not a nightmare. Nope, there's ash, a lot of ash, like around 2,800 cubic kilometers of ash. I'd say somewhere in that ballpark. So this is like a fun way of making something that would usually sound super academic and make it sound entertaining. Let me show you the script. Yeah, I'm gonna go back here. Yeah, this one. So this one. So that's like the easiest way you can do this. And it's like I'm just playing off of what my client's personality is. He's naturally charismatic, he's naturally funny, and and Clevin, the channel, has a lot of dry humor, sarcasm, baked into the videos, and that's one of the things like that makes it work. So this follows what we call in the script writing world, at least what I call showing and not telling. Instead of just stating the facts, I'm creating a scene that people can actually visualize. Picture this: you're a caveman in caveman times, which immediately places you in the history. Plus I use incomplete sentences, um, verbal pauses, and even self corrections, like I don't know, something that spreads quickly, which mimics how real people talk. That's when you write scripts, you're not writing an essay, you're writing dialogue for yourself, or I mean, in this case, your client. It needs to sound like something a human would say. The third thing that made the script work is the use of modern references to make historical events instantly relatable. Like when I'm talking about the Homo erectus being nearly going extinct, right? I could have just said that mating options were limited, because this is one of the other sections in the video. I don't know where it is. Yeah, over here.
This is nature's equivalent of shark. This didn't just last design.
Somewhere over here. I don't know. I'm not gonna bore you guys by showing you the video. Just go search Clevin, watch the video. It's a fucking banger. You're gonna have fun. All right, so yeah, coming back to the thing, I'm rambling now. Yeah, when I was talking about the Homo erectus nearly going extinct, right? I could have just said that mating options were limited, but instead I went with like, uh, I have to show you the clip.
Sure. Farming communities and delicate ecosystem all suffering. It's trying to say that the eruption was so devastating to the population to between nachos, everyone is a high school football game. Everyone is. We were on the verge of extinction, but somehow it's kind of unbelievable that any of the creature you alright called Homo erectus roamed the street.
Yeah,
It almost
this
ended the
one.
world. They kind of just stopped making 1,200 very near miss. They dwindled to just about 1,280 people, which is a really small amount given how high 1,280 people attempting to live, get food, and date. But before you get sentimental, keep in mind that the dating pool consisted of just a few of your relatives. It must have been pretty hard to choose who to make a baby with. It's like being on Tinder in the middle of nowhere, with each swipe revealing someone that you share way too much DNA with. Fun, isn't it?
So yeah, that's what that the whole point is you're trying to make something that's super academic sounding actually fun and entertaining to watch, right? So This or when I was explaining the Cold War in this video, I want to show you that clip as well. Yeah.
Ever seen. On one side, you have the United, and on the other, the Soviet Union. Glow stick. Everyone's on the edge. Cold War was basically two superpowers playing the most dangerous game of chicken the world has ever seen. On one side, you have the United States with its shiny new nuclear weapons, and on the other, the Soviet Union with enough firepower to turn Earth into a cheap glow stick. Everyone's on the edge, politicians are sweating through their suits, and the rest of the world is hoping nobody accidentally presses the big red button. It was like two toddlers trying to press the big shiny buttons that would wipe everyone out. You all might.
So when I was explaining the Cold War, this is how I would turn something that's super academic sounding into something that actually sounds good, like this one. This is the line. It's like two toddlers trying to press the big shiny buttons that would wipe everyone out. So this technique translates like complex historical events into experiences that modern viewers can immediately understand. Yeah, it's what Mike Shake calls changing emotions. So this is shout out to you, Mike Shake. Amazing advices. So you're giving the viewer multiple emotional experiences rather than just one continuous feeling of, oh, that's interesting. you know and speaking of emotions, the fourth thing that made the script work is emotional pacing, right? Look at how I balance the serious with the humor, immediately followed by like um, a joke, right? Like the one I had at the beginning of it, at the beginning of the video, the
For
2020 flu.
viruses. We can agree. The Spanish flu. 2020 was a bad year for
This
viruses. We can agree on that, but potentially, 1918 was slightly worse. Hear me out. The Spanish flu was.
so this is how I'm trying to balance both sides, both worlds, like being serious and non-serious, right? And this is something George has in like module 5 of his course, which is like emotional pacing. You have to give the viewers a break from the intensity of the topic, because we're talking about really intense topics, by throwing in humor, right? It prevents content fatigue when you're discussing really heavy topics. So but you have to notice, do you notice, like, I don't undermine the severity of these topics, of these events, because the humor acknowledges the gravity while making it digestible. It's a fine line, but when you hit it right, your retention graph looks like this. It just goes up. And yeah, this brings me to the fifth reason. The fifth reason why this script worked, I had it in my head. Oh yeah, the fifth reason why this script works is because it's built around mini payoffs, right? It's built around multiple mini payoffs. Each disaster is essentially its own mini story with its own setup, like an introduction of the event, its own tension description of how bad it was, and resolution, like how humanity actually survived. Because we want to talk about these events. These are very heavy events, heavy topics, about humanity being almost wiped out, but we also want to have some humor and light banter and actual resolution to these, like how humanity ended up surviving. This is what George calls signposting. This is one of my favorite techniques. This is something what George calls signposting, where you help viewers understand where they are in the video and what to expect next, right? I even explicitly signpost with transitions like, okay, but the Spanish flu only infected like 30% of the world, and that was like only 500 million people. It's time to go bigger. If you watch the video, I do highly recommend go watch the Kelvin video. It's such a good video. It's one of my favorite channels to write for, and yeah, it's the videos are really fun. Okay, so yeah, I'm signposting. That's the fifth one. Sixth one. This the sixth thing is that made this script work is the use of vivid visual language. So um, let me show you the clip. Right, where is it? hopefully I can. I'm making this video right off the cuff. I'm just watching the video, reading the script, and just giving you my thoughts. So I don't have the exact timestamps to make this super smooth. I'll probably cut it, cut the video. Probably not. I'm too lazy. So I'm just gonna record this video, upload it. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't end up being too boring. And yeah, if you like this sort of breakdown videos and me explaining my thought process behind everything and drinking milkshakes at 3:30 a.m., let me know. I'm trying to find the exact clip, dude. Something like let me read the gamma ray bursts. Yeah, I think it was somewhere here. Oh yeah, it was the last one. Shit, I almost forgot. Oh yeah.
Explosions that occur in dish would be toasted golden brown. We'd be wiped. Actually, marshmallows just turned golden brown. We'd be wiped out in seconds. Obviously, it hasn't happened yet, but I mean, it could. When?
Oh yeah.
Well, scientists don't know. Targeted Earth, it would destroy. I would not end.
Oh yeah, this one.
Be raised like a post-apocalyptic tanning booth. Without that protective layer, we'd be absorbing UV rays like a post-apocalyptic tanning booth. And spoiler alert, that would not end well. And if you're thinking you should start applying more sunblock to prepare your skin, well, I hate to break it to you, but no amount of skincare would work against that shit. You walk outside, and within minutes, you're sizzling like bacon on a June sidewalk. Your skin will peel right off, and you won't even get to use aloe vera.
So you see what I'm trying to do here? This is what I mean by vivid visual language. Like you walk outside and within minutes you're sizzling like bacon on a June sidewalk. This creates what I call imagery, helping viewers actually see what you're describing. It's especially important for historical events. Let me change the screen. I don't know why it goes black. So I'm using OBS. I'm learning how to do this. Okay. The important thing is you get the information so you can make better content, make better scripts. That's my whole goal with this. Okay. So this is what I call imagery, helping viewers actually see what you're describing. It's especially important for historical events that viewers don't really have a personal reference for. Strong visual writing also, by the way, it also makes your editor's job hell of a hell of a lot easier. Okay, when I write things like you know what you walk outside and within minutes you're sizzling like like bacon on a June sidewalk. Do you see how easy it is
Sidewalk,
for
dick
the
tanning booth. And
editor
spoiler alert, well, I
to
hate to break it to you.
actually make it happen visually on screen? So yeah, uh, it also creates like natural opportunities for b-roll that complements the narration. So yeah, use more visual language. Okay, that's the whole point. Use more visual language. It's going to make your videos come out better. It's going to make the job of your editor a lot easier. He's gonna thank you. And it creates um, a better connection with the audience. They can actually imagine or envision what you're trying to say. So let's put everything together. What's the big lesson here? Why did this video work? It's because good script writing isn't just about having the most information or the flashiest editing. It's about creating an emotional experience for your viewers. It's the script worked because of, like like I just mentioned, 6 different points. First, it started with something relatable, which is like COVID and relating Spanish flu with it. The second one was I used more conversational language instead of just textbook academic language. Third one is I translated historical events through modern references. Number four, I balanced really serious content with humor. it always needs to have a balance. Five, I created a series of mini payoffs that build toward a grand payoff, like which is the ending. And six, I used visual language that created more opportunities for engaging b-roll or scenes and stuff like that, you know. And here's the thing, these principles, they aren't just for historical content like history, informational, or entertaining content videos like these. They work for any type of educational or informational video you want to make. So there you have it, a breakdown of why my script went viral. And but I'm curious, which of these principles do you think is the most important? And what's your reasoning behind that? Let me know in the comments. I want to know. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, you'll probably also enjoy my video on how to research topics for maximum engagement. I'm going to make that one too. So right now, YouTube thinks you like one of these videos. You're probably going to be into these videos. So check it out next. That's it for today. If you made it this far, you're clearly serious about improving your script writing. So hit that subscribe button. Do it. I'll wait. Do it. All right. Thanks. Bye.